welcome to the No Spin News for Monday, November 25th, 2024. Stand up for your country. Short week, but a lot to tell you about. So before we went to air, Jack Smith, special prosecutor, said to the judge, hey, I think we should drop all this stuff against Trump. Who predicted that? That might be me. Okay. And Donald Trump having a very happy Thanksgiving down there in Florida, I'll tell you that. But there's a lot of stuff in motion. And of course, we always stay ahead of it here, which is why you watch and listen to me, I'm sure. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So let's begin with why, okay, the No Spin News has been so successful. We are now the most financially successful independent news agency in the world. That's pretty staggering. That's because of you watching me now, listening on the radio. But why do you do it? You do it because you know we're honest. We're not ideological. We tell you what we believe, but most importantly, why we believe it. And we also are ahead of the news cycle. So we have had an extraordinary year here, predicting what would happen in this 2024 election cycle. Here is the backup. Go. Now, the first prediction, I got to say, is the Supreme Court will overturn Colorado and Maine to take Trump off the vote. Trump will probably be able to get around his legal situations, most likely with the help of the Supreme Court. Just mark my words. Now remember, this case is in Manhattan, so Trump has no chance. He has no chance in Manhattan, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C. The case never would have been brought in 30 states. But in Manhattan, if the trial does start on April 15th, Trump is guilty. Now, my prediction made 6 months ago, maybe more, is that Joe Biden will not be on the ticket. And something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Might be the debate. So this morning, I was up at 6, and the media was already pounding the drum that Biden's staying in the race. That's not true. Okay, that's what the media has been told to say. So I think that by any fair measure, the electoral vote situation in the so-called swing states will swing Trump's way. I put Trump at about 319 electoral votes right now. If Trump is elected, who will be the Secretary of State? Marco Rubio. I haven't been right about everything else, but most things, including the Biden, wouldn't be running. So let's sum up the talking points memo. I predict Donald Trump will be the next president. So Congressman Gates, Florida, resigned yesterday. So he's out. He's not going to be a congressman anymore. He's hoping that he will be in the Trump administration. And I don't think he is a good choice for Attorney General. I think Pam Bondi, who's also very loyal to Donald Trump, who's the former AG in Florida, is a far better choice. All right, so remember Johnny Carson had a character, Karnak the Magnificent? He put an envelope to his head and then he predicted. That's me. I mean, really, step back. I know I'm conceited. I know I'm bragging. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. But the record is the record. Every single one. And we're way out in front of it. The electoral votes, I said 319. Trump got 317. I mean, sometimes, and people walk on and go, they look at me and go, how do you do it? I go, luck. Some of it is, but our research is so intense here. We cover it all from all sides. We don't believe what we want to believe. That's number one. We don't do that. And we don't analyze based on party affiliation or ideology. So I can't figure out why all 350 Americans, even the newborn, aren't watching me right now. Come on. I mean, why do you, I say this to some people. I go, why are you wasting your time watching? Because I know what they're watching. Why? They're just going to deceive you. Anyway, 2024 has been our best year ever. We've earned it, thanks to you, and that's the memo. So let's get into some hard news, okay? Joe Biden pardoned 2 turkeys today, Peach and Blossom, okay? And then he took a nap. Peach and Blossom went home, I guess, to wherever turkeys live. Donald Trump didn't do anything today, but he did. He's got a little office in Mar-a-Lago. I've been there. Not lavish at all. You have to go out of the main lobby, and then you go across, and you go up another stairs, and he has his office there with his people around him. I think that's probably where he is, planning out strategy for the next almost 2 months before he becomes president. All of his cabinet selections have been now announced, 21 of them. There are 3 that are going to have problems. Pete Hegseth, Department of Defense; Tulsi Gabbard, Department Director of National Intelligence; Robert Kennedy Jr., Health and Human Services. Hegseth, not a lot of experience managing a mammoth bureaucracy, and he's got people throwing accusations at him. That's not unusual in this day and age, you know that. Accusations every day, every way. They're used as cudgels now, and you need to step back and evaluate. But Hegseth really doesn't have the management experience. That's the best word. If I'm a senator, I bring him in, but boy, I grill him hard. Robert Kennedy Jr. has just got too much conspiracy stuff on his plate. And we went over that last week. I don't have to go over it. But he did a nice job in the environmental area here in New York on river keepers, clean up the Hudson River. He's dead on about the food industry causing death and disease among Americans. I mean, it's a big scandal. It's just as bad as tobacco, all right? But boy, if you look at Kennedy's background, stuff he said is so irresponsible. You can't defend it. And then Tulsi Gabbard, you know, she stuck up for Putin in Russia, and she's an isolationist. She got her in charge of national intelligence. I don't know. Again, I'd bring her in. I like her. She was very good on this program, answered the questions, didn't dodge. But I'm not sure national intelligence is where she should be. Anyway, those 3 in the weeks to come are going to be problematic. But we will follow it and report on it fairly. So the 2 most powerful people beside President Trump are Susie Wiles, the chief of staff. She is 67 years old. She ran the Florida campaign for Trump in 2016. She is the daughter of the late sportscaster Pat Summerall. I never met her. My reporting, people I know, is good. Solid woman, very smart. The most powerful person in the country beside Donald Trump is Stephen Miller, Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. Now everybody goes, well, he's just a Deputy Chief of Staff. There is no sheriff. Trump is the sheriff. So it says Deputy Chief of Staff. There's no Chief of Staff for Policy. It's Miller. Now, why is Miller so powerful? He's 39 years old. I first came across him when he was attending Duke University, and he went to bat for those Duke lacrosse players who were falsely accused of rape. Remember that story? That was a horrible story. Well, Miller is one of the few that stood up in defense of these lacrosse players. I always remembered that. And now he is the guy closest to Donald Trump on policy. So I have said that Trump's White House will be top down, unlike the last time. When he entered the White House, he was a bit insecure. He'd never been there before. He hired people that he shouldn't have hired. Now he's going to run the show. And Miller is the guy, he's going to be a top advisor, will pick up the phone and tell the cabinet heads what to do. There's not going to be a lot of policy outside the White House. It's not going to be like Bush the Younger's administration. You'll remember that Colin Powell, Secretary of State, Donald Rumsfeld, Secretary of Defense, Dick Cheney, they had enormous power in that administration. That's not going to be it. Trump, Wiles, and Miller are going to make the policy, along with a couple of others. Miller will pick up the phone and say, "This is what we're going to do." That's it. So the department heads are not as important as they used to be. And Biden did that too, and it was a disaster. Okay? Mayorkas. I mean, come on. Ridiculous. Homeland Security. And Buttigieg watches the airline industry collapse, does nothing as Department of Transportation. But anyway, that's how it's going to go down. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. America is at a breaking point. Record inflation, interest rates, debt. The last thing we need is more reckless government spending and higher taxes, and they could happen. But a Harris presidency could bring us into that zone, plus a hit to your retirement savings. So protect your savings with American Hartford Gold. They'll help you secure your retirement by diversifying with physical gold and silver. Start with a simple phone call. They'll guide you through the process, even deliver gold and silver right to your door, or place it directly in your IRA or 401k. Don't wait. These safe haven assets can protect you in an economic crisis. Call or text American Hartford Gold today. Tell them O'Reilly sent you to get up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text Bill to 65532. All right, let's go to the mail. We got Robert Rosano, Pittsburgh. You must have a crystal ball, Bill. He was spot on with the Pam Bondi pick. Love your show. One of the few fair and balanced journalists left. You know, I don't want to rub it in too much, but I appreciate you noticing, Bob. Michael Bennett, New York City. I agree with your 5 immigration laws that Donald Trump and the Congress should pass, but the Republicans only have 53 seats, so it'll take 60 votes to get new laws passed. That's a filibuster rule you can get around. And let the Democratic Party try Kate's law. I'm going to make it Kate's and Lakin's law. All right, let them try. So everybody sees who's blocking these common sense laws that would protect Americans. But they'll get around them. But you don't, you put it forth aggressively. Janet, concierge member. Janet has direct access to me. My team is there to help Janet should anything happen to her, or she wants more information, whatever. Concierge membership, BillO'Reilly.com. Can Comcast and Disney be sued? They all need to feel it where it hurts the wallet. No, the First Amendment protects those media companies. You can't sue them. The only way in is if they defame you. And even then, if you're famous, the bar is so high and it costs so many millions of dollars to launch the lawsuit, take years. It's almost impossible. So suing media companies doesn't make much sense. Tim is a concierge member. Public broadcasting, PBS, NPR, I have to agree, it is advertising for the Democratic Party. Why is the taxpayer doing this? So I got a call into Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm hoping to get him on next week. This is target number one. You got to get this federal money. I think it's $550 million a year to PBS and NPR. No. For what? That's got to go. And that's discretionary spending. So they can knock that out fast. Simon Neela in Jackson, Mississippi. Mr. O'Reilly, I'm thankful for you this Thanksgiving and the coverage that you provide. Enjoy the holiday. And I recommend the Christmas movie, A Very Corgi Christmas. I've not seen A Very Corgi Christmas. Will you guys, this is to my producers here, will you guys pull some scenes from A Very Corgi Christmas? We'll use them coming up. Holly the Terror Dog's doing better, by the way. So for those of you who write in. We got Catherine Ellerbrock from Washington, Michigan. I'm a huge fan of yours, Mr. O. I've respected your research, reporting, and analysis since the O'Reilly Factor. Confronting the Presidents is your best work yet. Well, thank you. Enormous bestseller. It was number 4 yesterday after 10 weeks in the marketplace on the New York Times listing. Huge. So we hope people consider it. Katie Tesmer, Metamora, Michigan. A lot of Michigan viewers tonight. My dad was diagnosed with moderate dementia. He lives in a small memory care home. And he's reading to pass the time. Started him on your Killing series after we watched the News Nation special on confronting the presidents together, and he is devouring them. Well, I'm really glad I could help your dad. So we have all of the Killing books plus confronting the presidents in one bundle. All right? That is one of our premier gifts on BillO'Reilly.com at a Christmas store. That's 14 separate gifts for a very reasonable price. But more importantly, you know, people who are elderly and this and that, I mean, it really gives them a lot of joy because the books are fun to read and you learn a lot. Anyway, best for your dad, Katie. You're a good daughter. Tim Eichhorn, Piazza, Illinois, just finished confronting the presidents. Great history lesson. Most important thing I learned was human nature has not changed in 248 years. You're absolutely right. There were bad hombres back in 1776. And how about killing the witches? Way back in the 17th century. Human nature never changes. But we are the good guys. All right, our YouTube address. I'm going to do a commentary tonight on who should buy MSNBC on YouTube. It's free, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. We will post that tonight. Who should buy MSNBC? Signed books. The cutoff date is December 13th for personalized, because I'll sign one for Christmas gift to anybody you want. Dear Stephanie, you know, that kind of thing. And December 16th for just autographed books. And then we got United States of Trump. If you want to know about Donald Trump, and I think many of you do, this is the book. And you get a free Not Woke bumper sticker if you purchase it. And we got the mugs. Mugs are flying out. Flying. Team Normal. Stand up. Not woke. Word of the day, do not be jejune. Jejune. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. We'll be back in a moment with the final thought. Going to help you out for Christmas. By now you have heard me talk about Delta Rescue. They are a fantastic organization that helps rescue animals from the wilderness. You know I'm a dog lover, so is Leo Grillo, the founder of Delta Rescue. It is his life's mission to provide everlasting care for these once abandoned animals. I myself have donated to Delta Rescue. Do you believe it is part of man's duty to care for dogs and horses, the animals that so much of our history is tied to? If so, please consider making a donation or consult your advisor about leaving a gift in your will or trust. There can be some tax advantages, and it's a great way to help Delta Rescue accomplish their mission. So please visit deltarescue.org to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. America's strength isn't just built, it's worn. For those who put in the hours and get things done, Defy Shoes are made for you. Defy's patented Verso Shock technology literally engineers comfort. Every step you take, Defy Shoes align your body, improve your posture, and absorb harmful shocks from the ground up with trampoline-like energy. They are designed for hard workers, parents, and those who stand tall regardless. With Verso Shock technology that absorbs shock, reduces pain, lessens fatigue, defies our commitment to American innovation. Look, America was built on hard work. We all know that. Determination, resilience. And so were Defy shoes. So please go to gdefy.com. Use code BILL for $20 off your pair of shoes. Strong foundations start with solid steps, so visit gdefy.com. Use code BILL for $20 off all orders over 100. Defy, built for the backbone of America, built for you. All right, here's the final thought of the day. So I'm in charge. much, which is pretty frightening if you think about it. So I got 3 corporations. And when I worked for Fox News 20 years plus, and when I worked as a correspondent for ABC News and CBS News, and when I anchored Inside Edition, I wasn't in charge. All right? There were people who were my superiors. And I was always a rebel, always, never a go-along guy. I did what I thought was right. And I was a success in all of those places, with the exception of CBS News under Dan Rather. And someday I'll write about that. But I couldn't cut through the corruption there. I couldn't. But ABC was a great experience. But anyway, I'm the boss now. So I say to my crew, and it's a good crew, let's do this, let's do that. I'm not a martinet. Word of the day, another word of the day, Jejune, martinet. I am not a martinet. But if I want something done, you got to convince me it's not a good thing. I'll listen, but you got to have facts. So I came up with this not woke concept. And the reason I did was there's so many people frustrated that they couldn't debate issues, important issues to them, to everybody, because they would be derided and they'd be yelled at and scorned, and they may lose their job, and the teacher might give them a bad grade. And I said, I got to find a vehicle, a real simple way to get a message across in a funny, humorous way. And I came up with it, the not woke gear. This is just fun. So put my picture up there. In the polo, I wear this polo out. And people know it's me, most of them, all right? But everybody, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? All right? You'll make a lot of friends. There's the polo. We got the T-shirt. All right, now the Holly, the terror dog, won't go to sleep without the T-shirt over her. But it's so much fun because you'll have people walk up to you and they'll have a conversation with you. I haven't heard any reports of people saying anything bad. Okay, they don't do that. They just go, no, whoa, what does that mean? Or where'd you get that? And it's a lot of fun. And one of the best items is the mug. And this is all 3 items, the polo, the tee, and the mug, the greatest Christmas gifts because they're not expensive. If somebody done you a solid, or you got somebody working for you, or this and that, and you just want to give them something they like, this is great. So that's what I came up with this thing. So I wanted to bring down the political tension in the country. And now that traditionalists have won the election in the form of Donald Trump and the Republican Congress, this is a tradition win. It's not so much a Republican Party win. This is a traditional vote. We don't want all this woke stuff that is really limiting our freedoms and doing things that we don't approve of. So we're not woke. And everybody is still celebratory. There'll be 3 weeks tomorrow. But you don't want to be obnoxious. Well, some do, but just a little humor here, not woke. All right? So check that out on BillO'Reilly.com, and we appreciate it. So the schedule this week is I will be here tomorrow, and then we're going to give my staff off the rest of the week for Thanksgiving. We will be here a full week next week, a full week the week after, and a full week the week after that. And then it's Christmas already. I can't believe it, but it's a very short Christmas run-up this year. Busy, you won't even believe it. I mean, it's just crazy busy because you got to do a lot of stuff. When you're running a corporations, you got to do a lot of year-end stuff. And you business people know that. But anyway, because there's going to stuff happen. I was hoping it would slow down a little bit, the news cycle. Not going to slow down. It's just too much intensity here. And overseas, we're watching Ukraine. We're watching a Russia-Ukraine thing. All right? A lot of stuff going on. So we will be here. All right? Just wanted to let you know that. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.